Kia ora, Kiwi Kaji here, and welcome to episode 67, Hongi Invades Whangaroa, part 3. Now, we left part 2 with Hongi's forces having taken Whangaroa and Oharoro Pā the previous day, the Saturday. Hongi has his sights now set on the unconquered Pā of Taratara. Soon after dawn on Sunday, the 7th of January 1827, everyone is decamping Oharoro. A team of warriors is sent to manhandle the 2 cannons down from their ceremonial position, guarding the entrance to the upper Pā. They are levered to the eastern shore. A canoe is landed, slings made, and the cannons loaded, then refloated. Slaves and others have left to prepare Pinea for their arrival. Canoes set off when they are ready. The 6-kilometre trip is a short one. They pass the rotting hull of the buoy near Motuwai. At Pinea, Hongi sends out a call for men who have worked on European ships and managed or fired cannons. The response surprises him. There's over 15. He questions them on their experience, then assigns 3 gun captains and has them select their crews. 1 crew in reserve. The gunners took a keen interest in the guns when on Oharoro, and when Hongi brings them to Pinea, they guess his intent and are hoping for the call. Many have been thinking through what will be required, and now they have their chance. Hongi's given them today and tomorrow to make ready. Tuesday the 9th, they march. Ururoa explains the terrain they will traverse and the slope up which the cannons are to be taken and fired. That gradient easily visible from Pinea. Within an hour or so, they have a plan to get the guns operational. There is much to do. Gun carriages modified, sleds, block and tackle, sabots, ramrods, sponges, worm screws, pickers, and rope to be made or improvised. Those with Pākehā clothing ask for them. They are needed for powder bags. Everyone rallies to the cause. It will take many men and women to bring this all together. Their biggest concern is no steel cannonballs. They will adapt and shape rocks as best they can. It'll all need testing. Whatever the gunners ask for, the gunners get. It is early afternoon. In the hubbub, Hongi remembers Te Puhi and wonders what's keeping him and his toa. He has a bad feeling about Te Puhi and sends a canoe up the Kaio to investigate. It's not long before they return. Pohue Pā has been abandoned. The missionaries are still at Wesleydale. They say that Te Puhi's gone to the Hokianga with many of his people. The rest have fled to Taratara. It takes all of Hongi's willpower to act calm at this treacherous news. After all the chances he's given Te Puhi, and now this. Inside he's furious, and everyone knows it. He states that Ngati Uru are to suffer the same fate as Ngati Po. Later, some Ngati Uru warriors from another village join Hongi. He commands that that village now has his protection. Hongi walks among the gun crews observing their preparations, asking questions and reassuring himself that this could work. It takes his mind off Te Puhi. He asks when the cannons will be ready for testing. It'll be tomorrow morning. Sunday is coming to an end. Hongi's mind turns to the Wesleyans, opposite the empty Pohue Pā, their protector gone. He chuckles to himself that they'd be praying hard today. No doubt about that. Once Whangaroa is under his control, he considers extending his cloak over the Wesleyans. Having missionaries around will be a key ingredient in attracting ships back to Whangaroa. He muses of Whangaroa arriving the Bay of Islands for shipping and commerce. It's the ultimate goal of this venture. Those required for the ovens are killed and prepared. The day closes with the silhouette of Taratara fading in the dark. The twinkle of their cooking fires recreates a silhouette as darkness deepens. Hongi knows they've been seeing his fires get closer and closer. Tomorrow he'll have a taupuni or a depot established up the Waihapa Inlet, where canoes land to start the trek to Taratara. With the logistics of war changing, he will need this depot. Monday morning is overcast. Steel tools, pots, ponamu mere, the tattooed preserved heads, and all the other booty from Whanguru and Ohauroro are loaded for the Waihapa depot. Cooked and smoked flesh, powder, shot and slaves are set off under the watchful eyes of their captors to build the taupuni. At Pā, the gun crews are ready for testing. A crowd gathers, organised somewhat in rank. The barrels have been cleaned and ready. The crew have a number of powder bags with differing amounts of powder. They will start with the smallest. The captain gives the nod. The crew places the first bag containing the powder, sabot, and stone ball and ram it home. The shot hole is picked and filled with powder. The captain adjusts the final aim out to sea. All is ready. He turns to Hongi. Hongi nods. The pan is sparked. The vent hisses. After what seems an eternity, boom! The cannon recoils as the cloud of flame and smoke spews forth, the shock wave from the blast taking the wind out of some. And then the silence. All look out to sea through the drifting smoke. 300 metres out, there's a huge splash. A cheer erupts. People break out into an impromptu haka. The excitement palpable. On Taratara, everyone stops what they're doing and looks towards Pā. Those on the eastern side see the smoke and the splash. People run to the eastern side. The drifting smoke reveals the Haka, its sound rolling up the valley. After the Haka, the gun crews spring into action. The barrel is wormed, thumbed, sponged. It's ready for reloading. The next charge loaded, rammed, picked, then charged, then dragged back into position and aimed. The crew fire a number of shots, each with increasing powder, each with increasing range. After 4 shots, they are happy with the powder required. They are the new heroes in the tribe. Their kin now understand their stories. All the men want to be them. It's a great feeling. With the initial testing done, the guns and crew are mobbed. Everyone has questions. It takes half an hour before people are sent back to their chores. Those on Taratara have watched in awe. An unknown has been introduced. Their confidence in their wall of wood now in doubt. Some make the immediate decision to send their women and children to Hokianga or to relatives elsewhere. To maintain mana, men stay. It's been a sobering hour. With the initial euphoria gone, the captains dragged their cannons to an incline on Pā, similar to that on Taratara. They set the 2 cannons side by side. The securing of the cannons on such a slope is difficult. With swearing and cursing and block and tackle, it's finally done. The guns are loaded. The captains aim at a spot on the kauri tree, 40 metres away. Hongi, his chiefs and families watch. The cannons are sparked. There is the hiss, one fires, a moment later the other. The tree shudders as the rocks shatter on contact. Men approach the tree. One cannon only has hit the tree, well below the target. The damage to the tree is minimal. It's a huge disappointment. The guns are moved 20 metres closer. The same spot targeted. The cannons roar again. Both strike near the previous hit. The inspection reveals some damage, but they'd have to be here all day to do the damage required. It's the stones. They're too light and shatter on impact. All this work, and here we are. Hongi looks to the gunners for ideas. Among the blank faces, one of the captains suggests making a lead ball. They'd need to make a small blow furnace, they've done that before, and create a clay one-piece mould. It wouldn't be a ball, more like a short cylinder. They have plenty of lead musket balls. It's worth a try. Hongi nods. By early afternoon, they've made their first cast of 6 lead projectiles, each one 8 centimetres in diameter and 12 long, weighing around 7 kilos or 15 pounds, and it's going to be used in a 9-pound cannon. They are taken to the cannons. The recoil is vicious. At 20 metres, the tree shudders violently. Branches fall. All the momentum is transferred, but the deforming lead does little to splinter or penetrate the kauri. It's better, but still won't do the job. Things aren't turning out as hoped. The joy of the morning evaporates in the afternoon sun. There seems no alternative to steel balls. To secure enough steel balls from trading ships in the Bay of Islands could take weeks, maybe months. The idea of a long siege excites no one. Keeping focus, discipline, and the logistics of it all, not easy. Also, keeping a tight seal around the manga, it's daunting. And of course, there are the kinships. Each day that passes, there'll be a loss of mana. In his despondency, Hongi receives word that women and children were seen leaving Taratara. This occurring after the morning test firing. With less mouths to feed, Taratara can survive a longer siege. It's a sensible move. Warriors wonder whether the attack tomorrow will go ahead. A sombre mood spreads through the camp. Hongi summons Tareia, Urura, Titore and Tahau, men he can trust to stay quiet. He has a new plan. He explains it to them. They agree it's worth a try. It certainly has a better chance of succeeding than a long siege does. When the meeting finishes, word spreads the attack for tomorrow is on. The camp at Panea is re-energised. The shipping of supplies to the Waihapa depot continues. Preparations for war burst back into life. The cannons are loaded and sent. If any issues landing them, then there's time to sort it. 100 warriors will camp at the depot to guard it. In the morning, they are to make the route secure and spy out the wall of wood. A gun captain will be with them. There are 3 hours of light left. Everyone prepares for the move at dawn. When darkness falls, the crescent moon delineates the silhouette of Taratara. The flickering fires belie the violence about to be unleashed. It's Tuesday, the 9th of January. Today is the day. It's foggy and still. The pre-dawn light makes the fog begin to glow. The final items are loaded into canoes. The fleet sets off in the fog for the depot. They've only gone a short distance when they hear muffled musket fire coming from Taratara. It lasts for a long 5 minutes. It's intense, then dies away. It's probably the morning vanguard securing the route. As they approach the depot, they are on alert. They drift ashore, muskets at the ready, but through the fog they see familiar faces. The final stores for war are unloaded and sorted. Those from the advance guard begin returning, and they bring their walking wounded. They were ambushed on the way down the spur, but fought their way through. 15 are missing. Hongi finds the gun captain, who describes what he's seen and what needs to be done. The wall of wood has impressed him. It'll not be easy. The chief of the advance guard, Taho, advises of a protected area near the mountain that's been used for cultivations. It'll make for a good staging area before the final assault. Apart from areas of cultivation and old kaianga, the sides of the track to Taratara are dense with fern, manuka, and scattered stands of kauri. Those on Taratara are abuzz. The ambush has gone well. They are expecting some activity at dawn. The corpses of their foe are hoisted up into the pā. Looking down to Waihapa in the golden light of morning, they see a blanket of fog. Other peaks around the harbour stand forth as islands in the mist. At Waihapa depot, wounded from the morning, and those from Whangaroa and Oharoro are brought to whareis. Women and those skilled in wounds tend them. Scouts are sent forth as the equipment and the paraphernalia for war assembles on the well-worn track to Taratara. The cannons are mounted on sleds. Everyone will take their turn on the ropes. Hongi wants everything at the staging area by noon. They have around 4 hours to cover the 1,500 metres there. It's 140 metres higher than where they are. That should be easy. It's the remainder that will test everyone. On Taratara, Ngati Po and Ngati Uru are ready. With the morning sun in their eyes, they look down on a calm sea of fog, wondering whether it's today that the taniwha surfaces. Well, folks, that's where we'll leave part 3. I have kept faith with my sources and the historical record, which is brief. The micro details are the result of my imagination as to what could have happened and my research of the Musket Wars over a significant period. My references are listed below. I look forward to your company for part 4, but until then, hei kona, take it easy.